Hello, everybody. Today we're going into series I have to complete or really want to complete in 2026. So let's just get right into it. Number 5, we're going with 5 for the year because we want to be really realistic with our goals and achievements for 2026. And last year I started off really well, but kind of did not finish very well. And we're not going to make excuses, but 2026, we are going to have a great reading year. So number 5 is actually going to be Children of Time. Now, the 4th book just came out, and I've only read the first one. And the first one is, a top 3 science fiction book of all time for me. And now I've heard some negative things about the future ones, and I'm not really sure how the series can really continue based on the ending of the first book and how it can really top that. So I could see why things might get disappointing after, but based on the quality of the first book, I really want to get through 2, 3, and 4, and they're just such high quality books that even a semi-good Children of Time book is still a very good book, right? So I kind of have a thirst next year for some more harder science fiction, with more introspective science fiction. So I'm excited to jump into that. But again, it's number 5. So if we only get through at least one more in this series, especially if it's disappointing, it's okay. But we need to at least read one book for 2026. Number 4 is actually going to be The Great Coats by Sebastian de Cassel. I loved the first book, and actually it's kind of grown on me. The Trader's Blade. It's grown on me quite significantly since I finished it. I think I gave it about 4 1/4 or 4.5 stars out of 5. I know it's not gonna be on everybody's top 10 list. Some books just hit different for other people. So, but I was just so impressed with The Great Coats that I'm sad that I didn't get to continue the series. I think there's a bunch of books later, and I really want to continue, and I definitely want to reread book 1 so I actually can review it. And I know there's some flimsy Deus Ex Machina, but the stylized writing, the plot, the way things kind of unfold, the way of looking back, so that taking one step back in the past to connect with the future, these kinds of parallels were really enjoyable to read. And just the stylized nature, kind of the Three Musketeers, Mike's Books Reviews was using that example, and I really agree, but kind of a little bit more grim dark with some really cool moments, really cool, powerful moments that really hit me. I was like, ooh, hits you right here, So it's not going to do it for everybody, but I'm not sure it can get better than book 1, though. There are reviews from when I was looking at on Goodreads that the future books actually get a lot better. And personally, I'm like, okay, if it's getting only better, let's get right into it. But kind of the magic of the aura, the gravitas of the first book was super high. So sometimes when books or series try to expand, it kind of withers a little bit, kind of wilts a little bit. So I'm a little bit afraid of that, but I'm definitely going to give it a try. Number 3 is going to be the Dark Elf trilogy from the Legend of Drizzt. I read the book Homeland, and it's been a couple years, but I was so shocked about the plot arc, and just from this evilness kind of perspective, this kind of framework was so interesting to read. And I didn't think I was really going to enjoy this book, and just kind of the writing at first was kind of what are we doing here? But then I finished the book loving it, really loving it. It felt super fresh. I haven't quite read something like that before. But I really want to reread it. I'm kind of in the mood for something more from the evil side, if you get what I mean. And this book had it, so I'm really in the mood for that for 2026. So sadly, the couple of the future books on Goodreads aren't as well reviewed, at least from some of my favorite people that I like to read on Goodreads. But I'm really excited to at least reread the first book and at least give book 2 a chance, especially with the way book 1 ends. But I could see why that could potentially falter and really wither away. But yeah, And number 2 and 1 are just straight up bangers. Like 100% are going to be hits. Number 2, we actually have The Expanse by James S.A. Corey. I have to finish this series this year. I've actually read books 1 through 6, and then 7, 8, 9 just didn't happen. And I finished the television series, which did an amazing job adapting this book series, and they just finished it super well. And it's just one of the best science fiction shows of all time. And in some ways, I think they even made some choices that I even prefer over the books. Like Drummer, Ashford. I mean, amazing science fiction characters. So I really need to finish this series. I need to see how the series concludes, and then I want to get into their new, the Mercy of God. I have it on my Kindle library, but yeah, it's just time to finish this series, and I know it's going to be an amazing finish. And also, it'll be cool to review this series for the channel as well. And The Expanse is just going to be. I mean, book 1 is top 5, top 6 science fiction books of all time, easily. I mean, The Expanse book 1 is amazing work of science fiction. And a couple of the other books, depending on which one, will be slight misses for some people. Like, I think book 5 is a slight miss. Book 3 and 5, I remember being slight misses for me. But when I say slight miss, I mean still 4 out of 5 stars. That's what we're talking about in terms of quality. It's still a 4 out of 5 stars, just not 5 stars like a book 1 or 4.75 stars for like a book 2. So I'm super excited to finish the series. It's about time that I got into it. I mean, I think I got to book 6 around in the year 2022, and then for whatever reason never got a chance to finish. So that's got to happen. And number 1 is gonna be The Sun Eater series by Christopher Rocchio. I am just halfway through book 1 and seeing the hype around the ending of the series and the fact that the series is ended. And I'm halfway through book 1, and people are saying this is by far the weakest book. And I can see what the hype is about. I can see this being a top 3 favorite science fiction series of all time for me. Dare I say overtaking Red Rising? I don't think so. Red Rising book 1 just hits differently. But the writing of the Sun Eater series, the characters, and I can see, I'm not a big fan of the structure. I know people are comparing it to A Name in the Wind. There are elements of that for book 1, but The Name of the Wind just does it way better in that kind of perspective. But the writing is like, he's a great writer, and I can see that we have some great characters in the making. We have some great arcs in the making, and I'm just loving the story overall in book 1. So, and that's like, people are like, yeah, like I'm super interested in book 1, and then they just love books 2 through 6, just love it, just raving about it. And I'm really, really, really liking book 1. I'm halfway through. I'm really liking it. And so I think I'm going to be on this similar trend of really liking book 1 and then falling in love from book 2. So I can see myself eating through this series through the first half of 2026. So I'm very excited to do so. And it's cool to see an author like that get their flowers. So yeah, so that's we want to keep it realistic. Even 5 series to finish in 2026 is pushing it, I think, because, we also have some that we want to start next year, right? Or this year. So I think that's a good, especially number 1 and 2, we want to make happen. 3, 4, and 5, we at least want to continue, right? So that's the plan so far. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I'm super excited to hear what you guys think. Thank you so much.